This and every episode of REKT Podcast is brought to you by Beaksy Exchange, an upcoming cryptocurrency exchange built in collaboration with One Market Data. Beaksy is bringing legacy finance speed, power, and sophistication to crypto for the first time. With 225,000 transactions per second per pair, comparable to NASDAQ, 15 order types on day one, with 25 order types on full rollout, and a dedicated customer support team, Beaksy is setting itself apart from the competition. Check out Beaksy today at Beaksy.com and pre-register today at Beaksy.com/registration to get your free Beaksy Exchange tokens. That's Beaksy.com, BEAXY.com.
When I first started, he's like, stop, please, just stop it. Please stop.
Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast. I am Bunchu Betts alongside my movie connoisseur and colleague, Crypto Chamber. Chamber, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Wanted to spend some time today, watching some movies. Had a good day. Had some. What did I have for dinner tonight? I had an extra spicy burrito from Casada.
Oh.
Yeah, watching a lot of Hot Ones on YouTube. You watch this?
Oh yeah, have you seen the Charlie Day one?
I think I've seen all of them. I'm pretty excited about that YouTube show. So it really made me step
Tell
up.
people what it is if they don't know.
So essentially, what it is this gentleman Sean runs a show called Hot Ones. He interviews pretty big celebrities. I think it started off pretty small originally, but he'll get A-list celebrities now, and asks them questions as they run through about 10 different levels of hot sauce on chicken wings, and yeah, it usually gets pretty intense there towards the end. The one thing I find hilarious is the third worst one. I want to say it's called Da Bomb. And a couple of years ago, I have an uncle who's big into this hot sauce stuff, and we were at a golf tournament, and we were really drunk at his place afterwards, and he's like, oh, you got to try this super hot sauce. And I'm like, I like hot stuff. I mean, I'm not one of these insane people that grow ghost peppers in their backyard, but I like hot stuff. So very drunk, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm stepping up to the plate, and I take a hot, a chicken wing and just drench it in this sauce, and I vomited profusely afterwards.
Oh, no.
I was out of commission. I had to go to the hospital.
What?
Yeah, they thought I had burnt out my esophagus.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was pretty bad news. So when the people do it on the show, it's significantly less. I was being a complete asshole when I did this.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so I stepped up my game today with a pretty spicy burrito. Hopefully I won't pay for that tomorrow.
One of my very best friends, his wife went to high school with that guy Sean, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Funniest take I've had, the most recent one is with Pete Holmes. I think I've talked about my love for Pete on the show before. First thing he says to him, he's like, being from Boston, the way you look right now and the jacket you're wearing makes you look like a Nazi. and he had one of these, I don't know what jacket he was wearing, but it looked exactly like he was a neo-Nazi. It was pretty hilarious.
Funny. That's funny. All right, so you got a spicy burrito going.
Yeah.
You watched some movies today.
Today.
Now, you did tweet out something that, maybe a little controversial.
I definitely I think I triggered a couple of people today.
You watched The Godfather for the first time. So give us your very honest review of The Godfather.
All right. Honestly, a little long. You could have trimmed about 20 minutes off that thing, kept it nice and tight, but that's fine. I'd say overall a solid B-. Pretty good. Somebody... I was triggering a lot of people. I'm just joking, people. I know how good this movie is. It was definitely an A+ movie, but I really like giving the play-by-play today. it was I think it was triggering a lot of people. I know Fungus got it pretty good, and our boy our boy Crypto Jam was definitely not impressed with some of my takes. But a couple
notoriously the worst movie takes on CT.
Apparently. So a couple of things. Didn't know Buddy the Elf's dad was in it, which was pretty cool. There was a lot of Simpsons references in it. I think that was one of the big ones. I think they were ripping off the Simpsons a lot. I don't know which one. I don't know who did it first, though.
I'm pretty sure that. I mean, if you had to bet on it, the Simpsons did it first.
I would imagine so. I like my one hot take was I like young Pacino better than old Pacino.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that take.
A little bit more subdued, not so much of a character. Not as hoo-ah! You know, Any Given Sunday kind of thing where he's banging Jesse Spano like
She's so excited though.
She is. She can't hide it.
She just can't hide it. You know.
But overall, I had a pretty good time. I thought it was pretty good movie. Tomorrow, time permitting, I might do part 2.
Oh, I was gonna say we're gonna get the trilogy.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. If I'm getting to 2, I'm definitely getting to 3.
Well, I can't wait to see your thoughts on 3 because you're probably going to think 3 is the best movie ever made.
Guarantee that's going to be my hot take. A++. Best movie of the trilogy.
That's pretty funny. So, we've got Chambers' hot take movie reviews, which we should actually keep going with. And I'm going to start making you watch like crypto documentaries or anything like that and review them for the people.
Well, you might get some truths out of me today that will make me do some homework. So I'll leave it at that for now. But
Interesting. All right. Well, before we get into the news, this will be hopefully coming out on Thursday. If you might be listening on Thursday, we had some technical difficulties with our recording software. This is probably going to be a short and sweet episode with just the 2 of us. We recorded on Monday with an awesome guest. We might as well tell the people who it is.
Yeah.
We had Brian Krogsgaard of Ledger Status on with us. He, you might know him from obviously at Ledger Status on Twitter, and he's got his own podcast, Ledgercast, and he's doing a ton of awesome stuff. We had a really awesome conversation with him, super informative. But Chambers' microphone always messes up, and it syncs him differently than all of us. I think it's a Canadian thing. I think he's a couple seconds ahead of us.
Yeah.
So we are working on that. Yeah, we're working on that from a technical standpoint with our provider here. So hopefully we'll have that out for you this week too. But we wanted to get something for you today. So we are getting, you just got the 2 of us. The boys are back in town, So, but we're going to keep it short and sweet for you, and we're going to get to the news. Chamber, what do we have in the news? Let's do a little back and forth. I think we got 4 news stories here. You start us off.
All right. Big news today. What is Bitcoin? That was ranked in the
I don't
top.
know. Please tell me.
Me neither. I had to Google it.
Right.
Was ranked among the top Google searches in 2018. So about a year ago, Google searches for Bitcoin surpassed searches relating to even Donald Trump. So during that peak, November, December, January, Bitcoin was searched more than Donald Trump, which is freaking insane.
What is Donald Trump?
Yeah, what is Donald Trump? Orange. Now that Google has published its 2018 year in review of search terms, what is Bitcoin is among the top question that people are asking on Google, at least in the U.S. So last year, the largest cryptocurrency ranked in 2 categories globally, both in general news searches and how to buy Bitcoin. So pretty cool.
I mean, what is your opinion on that? What does that tell you?
You know what? I've heard it and seen a lot where people will monitor like Google Trends for how much Bitcoin's being like Googled and searched.
Right, with a sentiment analysis.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
Mm-hmm, sure.
So, I mean, I think this is early 2018. Unfortunately, I don't think the trend has continued into late 2018.
Right. That could have all been done in January.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they gave you a month-by-month Google search, I think we'd...
it would look a lot similar to the charts, I think.
Right, exactly.
Little spike in April.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens here. At time of recording, we are sitting around 3423 area for the price of Bitcoin. So, we're still in that low 3,000 range. So we'll see.
I wonder what the price of Bitcoin was when we first started.
When we first started the show?
Yeah, like 8? Was it 8?
I think it was around there. I can tell you in a minute here because I think I've looked this up before. But, if you... I'm pretty sure... Just bear with me for 1 second here. Back when we started, I thought it was in the
it would have been like
6s, 7s.
20,
well, so we
June
started
27th, 28th.
Okay, so here you go, June 27th. Actually, surprisingly enough, it closed at $6,095.
69. Nice.
Nice. No, 6095. So actually, that makes more sense because then actually we spiked up in the end of July to 82.75 was the highest it got back up. Then it went all the way back down, and we made that bet to see if it would get back to 7,500.
75 was the number. I forget.
Right.
You could have said a million.
Yeah, and that was in September. So, we weren't too far. I mean, last couple of weeks we weren't too far off from where we started the show at, but now we are cut in half. So, moral of that story is we are bad for crypto.
Yeah. I think we should stop doing this altogether.
We should probably. That's it, guys. Thank you for listening. We're packing it up. This is our last show. We'll release the basement tapes of Ledger Status next week, and that's it for us, though. All right, my news story here. Out of Venezuela. Church's Chicken accepts crypto payments after KFC denies the rumor. So I don't know if you saw this the other day, but there was a tweet that came out that basically said it was from the Dash merchant account from Venezuela, and it said that KFC was thinking about leaning towards accepting Dash payments at their Venezuelan locations because of the state of their currency.
Yeah, I do remember hearing that.
So apparently not true from KFC and
fake news.
Yeah, and Dash merchant had to come back out and say, "Hey, this is more. This was a little premature. It was kind of showing our excitement for it rather than something that was finalized." So. Always the optimist or the opportunists that Church's Chicken are. They jumped on this shit. So Church's Chicken, an international fast food franchise known for its hand-battered fried chicken, has partnered with Dash Venezuela to become the first fast food franchise to accept cryptocurrency throughout its locations in Venezuela. So according to a press release here, Dash Venezuela and Church's Chicken will open having 13 establishments start accepting the privacy-centric cryptocurrency.
I wonder how they're going to do that.
It says here...
Is there a machine? Is there a machine they get to use? Or
I'm guessing they're going to have a machine here, and people will pay with their phones.
Phones, yeah.
QR code. So it says... they're going to be accepting this payment after, quote-unquote, extensive and rigorous days of training to understand cryptocurrencies, which I would imagine is probably pretty true.
Yeah, those fast food people, and again, I know there's a lot of high school kids, and the really smart ones are working at McDonald's and whatnot.
Bro, I work at McDonald's.
That's what I'm saying. But typically, though, I think the workforce at these fast food joints isn't the ones that are going to be able to understand the intricacies of cryptocurrencies.
Sure, but it's going. I think that's a little bit of a blanket statement.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm all about blanket statements.
But
blankets are overrated. Blanket statements.
Church's Chicken is the 4th largest chicken fast food restaurant in the world.
Have you ever tried this place?
No,
You
I
guys have
haven't
them?
actually.
I don't think we have them in Canada. It sounds delicious, though.
They have 1,700 restaurants spread throughout 25 countries, so you probably have a Church's Chicken somewhere nearby. But it says here, representatives of the franchise indicated that soon they will develop a series of promotions to encourage the use of Dash in their establishments, which are added to more than 2,200 establishments in Venezuela. Wow. All right, so that's pretty cool. So, like I said, KFC denying that they were going to do this. So
why is it that this is like at least the second KFC news story regarding Bitcoin or crypto, like in the last year?
Well, that's probably why they thought, hey, this is a go, because remember KFC was the one that tweeted out what a bucket of chicken was in Bitcoin value.
Oh, could you imagine what it is now?
Yeah.
Buck and a half.
But yeah, so the co-founder here of Dash Merchant Venezuela, an SMS-based cryptocurrency transaction service, interesting, that doesn't require a smartphone or the internet, hopes Dash will have 10,000 merchants accepting it next year. So there you go. So they could be possibly using this SMS-based. And multiple Venezuelan fast food chains are now accepting Dash, including Subway and Papa John's. So,
Papa John's on the right side of history.
Yeah, that's right. So we've at least
I know.
at least for this one.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is a pretty cool thing. I think it's in a country that has failing currency right now, and I think that's kind of how people see crypto coming into play. Everybody talks about, okay, well, when there's a next financial crisis, and this country is having one, so it's interesting to see it being adopted.
Wasn't Bitcoin birthed out of the last financial crisis?
Right. So I think the next one might breed some mass adoption here. So, or as we say, mass adoption.
Love it.
Speaking of, I will go into my next article, because we are just rolling right into mass adoption here. So this is from CCN News as well, or ccn.com. 62% of auto execs believe that blockchain will disrupt the industry within 3 years, according to an IBM study. So IBM did a study here amongst the auto industry, and they're betting big on blockchain. In fact, 62% of auto executives say that the technology underpinning Bitcoin will be a divisive or disruptive force in the industry by 2021. 95% of the car makers say they plan to make moderate to significant blockchain investments over the next 3 years, according to this IBM report that they did for the Institute for Business Value. And they are basically saying that blockchain can revolutionize the auto industry by bringing transparency to supply chain management and financial transactions, including smart contracts when they're looking to integrate here into smart cars and stuff. So here were some key findings. Obviously, I mentioned 62% of the executives say that it will be a disruptive force within 3 years. 54% expect new business models to influence investments in blockchains, and 54% of executives will implement their first commercial blockchain network at scale within 3 years, which is pretty impressive. So, they think that these distributed ledger systems will bolster the use of smart contracts and allow them to do things with, their in-car smart capabilities that they haven't been able to do before. So we've seen some of these already being taken place. Porsche has been testing blockchain applications. I've seen Volkswagen working with IOTA apparently to do some stuff there. And then just in other big industries here, according to this IBM study, we've seen we've done a news story on it. Blockchain being used to track fresh produce, and also the world's largest diamond retailer is looking at using blockchain, and that's the De Beers Group. So again, just more mass adoption. So blockchain, maybe would be the end of blood diamonds. You never know.
No, I prefer a blood diamond, actually.
Me too. I like mine like I like my steak, extra bloody,
extra bloody, please.
But anyway, so, more mass adoption here. I think that's pretty cool. I have a buddy of mine that works for a car company, and he's kind of one of the tech heads, and he said that they are looking at some stuff as well, which is pretty cool. So I think
we're on the cusp. They said 3 years. I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's about the time where we'll all be rich, right?
Oh, I hope so. Or at least it's not poorer.
Right, less poor. Right,
yeah,
exactly. Although we can't be wearing our REKT as a badge of honor, apparently. It upsets the masses out there.
Some masses, yeah.
All right, a mass. Sorry, an ass. Never mind.
Right,
Go ahead.
The M is silent.
Never mind. Go ahead.
So my last news article here, Bitcoin. This is actually just funny. The CCN article, it just made me chuckle as I read it. Bitcoin rises 4.65% as crypto market creep towards breakout. I'm like, what?
What breakout?
I haven't heard the term breakout in months.
What breakout? Where?
Breakdown,
me,
I think
please.
they meant. I think they meant breakdown. It's going to break down to 8,800 or 1,800, I should say. Or lower, or zero, I don't know. But so I said the Bitcoin price on Wednesday jumped as high as 4.5% from its opening price and established an intraday high of 34.88. The BTC USD rate is now trading in the 34.40 fiat on on Coinbase exchange, coupled with the notable rise in daily volatility. The pair on December 7th established its yearly low of 32.10 after it consolidated within the circa 300 range. It established a top near 36.50. Historically, BTC USD is now looking to retest the same top, providing it punctures through. There is some upside possibly there. So says CCN.com.
We'll see. I mean, for me, I don't know that I see a ton of...
I think I'm in the depression phase, by the way. I'm like, this is horseshit.
I mean, I guess it depends on the time frame you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a nice little creep up today, but on, your 4-hour, your 12-hour, your daily chart, I don't think we're looking fantastic. But... on an hourly basis.
Didn't you show me that yearly chart the other day?
Oh yeah, the yearly chart was pretty funny. I mean, it's just a giant candle up, a giant green candle up, a giant red candle almost all the way
down.
It
goes almost all the way down.
So, it's just, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's going to do it for us for the news today. Next, we are going to do a little fun, non-crypto related item. We are going to do the draft. So, Chamber here. We did a fun draft with Ledger Status the other day that will hopefully come out soon. I'm pretty excited about that one. I think my squad's looking good. Yeah. So for those of you out there,
can we tease what the draft was?
Yes, I was just going to.
Oh, okay.
Just going to say.
Jump on you there.
No, you're good. I was going to say. So you might be listening to this first and are like, well, why are you drafting this first? You should just have gone with the base. So when we did with Ledger the other day, we drafted our favorite or top Christmas movies of all time. So today, and like I said, that'll be released when it's released, hopefully before Christmas.
Ideally,
looking at you, TriCast. So what we're going to do today is draft our favorite Christmas movie villains or bad guys. So we're going to try to go deep here today. See how deep we can go.
Now, because there's only two of us, we normally do Snake. You want to just go 1, 1, 1, 1?
Right, because that's essentially let's just do back and forth. Okay. Let's do a quick little rock paper scissors to see who goes first.
I've been playing a lot of rock paper scissors, by the way.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. What do you got? I can't see
scissors.
Yours.
What do you got?
Same. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Come on, really? This is great radio. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, fuck you. We've just done the same thing 3 times in a row.
Too simpatico.
Heads or tails, Chamber?
Heads.
It is tails. I go first. All right. So I don't think it's going to matter too much.
No.
You just heard us on live air throw the exact same thing.
Unbelievable.
On rock, paper, scissors. Like, what the fuck? How does that even happen?
I'm done here.
Okay. There's a lot of ways you could go here. I want this. I don't know if it's a reach or not, but I am going with Marvin Harry from Home Alone as my number 1 pick.
It's a good pick. I don't think that's a stretch. I don't think there's a consensus. I don't think there's a consensus.
Name a more iconic duo.
I think there's 3.
No, I don't think there is. Either.
I think there's 3 in my
There's
head.
probably a couple ways you could go if you went like.
Yeah.
If you went like real classics,
I'm going that route right now.
You could go that.
I'm going. So you got Marvin Harry.
I got Marvin Harry. I mean, look, Marvin Harry, they're the wet bandits. They're the sticky bandits. They're just, the ultimate Christmas bad guys. They pick on little kids. I mean, poor little Kevin McAllister has to set up a goddamn army to keep him off. No, I'm going Marvin Harry, baby.
Not a bad pick at all. I'm going to go with the Grinch. I went classic.
Yeah,
to me, that makes a lot of sense.
It is. It's the ultimate.
When somebody doesn't like Christmas, what do you call them?
Guy. I mean, he's
a Grinch. That's it.
You call him a Grinch.
That's a good point.
Or you call them a Scrooge, which I will go with my second pick here. Because I'm going with, I needed a classic in there. I mean, look, I think, we've hit the nail on the head. Of all the Christmas movie bad guys that there are out there, the Grinch has his own movie. And, Bill Murray had a movie called Scrooged. So, they both at least have a role big enough to warrant them as a top couple pick here.
I'm going with my second pick, Mr. Oogie Boogie. And that is a terrifying character. That's just...
Okay. Some people may not know who that is.
So Mr. Oogie Boogie is the bad guy in The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, The Nightmare Before Christmas is basically just bad guys, and this is the bad guy of the bad guys. Absolutely. I don't know. I'm sure for those of you guys who have watched it, for those of you guys who watched it young, like I watched it, when it first came out, and I want to say that was like an early 90s movie. I was under 10 years old for sure. I was terrified. Mr. Oogie Boogie scared the shit out of me as a kid. Terror. Is it?
I'm pretty sure Mr. Oogie Boogie was a gambling addict. I think he is.
Yeah, that's right. It's true. Yeah,
Santa.
He is.
And they hold him hostage in like that casino place. And then they kill him by,
nobody saw that
spoiler alert, unraveling his cloth at the end.
Oh, it's the worst. It's fucking terrifying.
And he has nothing left but a squirming pile of insects. All right, so far you have the Grinch and Oogie Boogie. Solid. I've got Marvin Harry.
Now let's have
some Scrooge.
Fun. We got kind of the
now. Yeah, and here's my next one. Classic Christmas movie. On the it's on every year on a 24-hour marathon, which is of course I'm talking about A Christmas Story, and I'm going with Mr. Scott Farkas. And Scott Farkas is the really mean bully with the raccoon hat that he gives
Fun
Ralphie
fact
and
about
his brother
about
a
him
hard time.
Plays. I don't know if do you know who he plays on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Oh, this is something for you. He plays Cricket's brother.
No,
that's 100% him. As soon as I saw him, like,
oh my God, that's him.
Yeah, Cricket's brother when Cricket falls in love with the dog that he thinks is a human.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's the one. That's Scott Vargas.
Yeah. All right, so I've got Scott Farkas as my third pick here. You're up.
And you know what? I feel like I shouldn't, but I feel like it's going to get me a lot of votes. I'm going with Hans Gruber. And I thought that I agree, and I'm going to be even more polarizing.
Polarizing. I think
I've never seen Die Hard.
Okay,
I know.
Okay.
I shouldn't even be allowed to take them, but I know of the movie, and I know Hans Gruber is very popular, so I'm going with Gruber. Yeah. Oh, I'm taking it,
dude.
Oh, nice,
dude.
Look at this! Three shoots in a row and a Die Hard honesty reveal. That's terrific. That's amazing. See, look at that. Save space. We find some truths out about each other. So
that's funny.
Take away from this, we have to watch Die Hard.
We're gonna get slaughtered tomorrow.
That's funny.
Fine.
So Hans Gruber for me.
All right, Hans Gruber. I'm gonna go with, let's see here, from the movie Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The mayor of Somber Town burns toys, imprisons Kris Kringle in a dungeon, imposes tax on hotels and rental cars. Burgermeister Meisterburger.
What a pick. Burgermeister Meisterburger. Wow.
Burgermeister.
He's a bad guy. No, totally.
That's what I'm going with. He's a bad guy, man. He is.
All right.
He's a bad dude.
Yeah. I never saw this guy as a bad guy. I thought he was one of the main characters, and I was a big fan of Bumble from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Misportrayed as a bad guy, nice guy at the end. Bumble.
Are you talking about the abominable snowman?
Bounce.
That's his. I don't think I ever realized that was his name.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was gonna go there.
Did I mess you up with that pick?
Well.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got a sneaky one at the end.
Yukon Cornelius. Yeah, a little bit. But some people say so. We're looking. I'm looking at a list here that lists Bumble with essentially another person from that movie.
Right, yeah.
And they basically say Comet is a bigger asshole than Bumble is.
That's the bad guy.
And so, you could,
Is that your pick? No. Okay.
Comet's the real bad guy there is essentially what they're saying. No.
I get that.
I'm just saying they're paired together here like Marv and Harry. So I'm going to go super classic then. You've got Bumble. Yeah. I think when we do the poll here, you're going to have to describe who Bumble is or just put him as the abominable snowman. All right. My last pick then is easy here. I think they're also going to need to know what movie he's from, but once they do, it's a no-brainer. He might be one of the worst villains. Mr. Potter from It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, he's as bad as it gets. So I think that was an easy last pick for me. I got the ones I wanted, and he was still on the board. He, curmudgeon-y slumlord, refuses to give a holiday loan to the protagonist. So, he's a dick. And, wow, actually, what I'm reading here, interesting. Mr. Potter was played by Lionel Barrymore, a relative of Drew Barrymore, and is credited as being part of the inspiration for the Simpsons character, Mr. Burns.
I like that.
Interesting.
Last pick.
Very interesting.
I'm going
all right, who's your last pick?
It's from a movie you already picked. And I think this person is the worst bad guy. You went with Scott Farkas.
Interesting.
I'm going with Grover Dill. All right? His little buddy, his little companion.
Okay.
He's way meaner, okay? This guy is a psychopath.
Come on.
No way. Grover Dill.
You're going to lose because of that, though. No one's going to know who the hell Grover Dill is.
For those of you who have watched A Christmas Story, the little bully is way scarier than the redheaded bully. And the little bully is Grover Dill.
That's pretty funny. All right, so here are how we weigh in here. My final team: Marvin Harry, Scott Farkas, Scrooge, Burgermeister, Meisterburger, and Mr. Potter. And your team is the Grinch, Oogie Boogie, Hans Gruber, Bumble the Abominable Snowman, and Grover Dill.
Team.
We'll see. I'm not sure. I think I might take that one, but I'm not sure.
I forget who I picked.
I also think I'm going to win the movies one, but I'm not sure about that either. We'll see. I loved my team. I don't want to spoil it. If I don't even remember it. Yeah, I don't remember it at all now. But maybe not. Anyway. All right, so that's going to do it for our Christmas movie bad guy draft.
That's a great one.
We'll put those on Twitter, and you can vote for them tomorrow. Now we will get into a little REKT index.
Brutal, savage, REKT.
Chamber, you got us a little update here.
To where we were before. We're up a percentage and a half today. So it's a hot green day.
Hot. That's hot.
There's a bucket of KFC.
That's a bucket of KFC.
19% overall in BTC still. Maintaining the BTC value, so that's all right. Down though in USD 36.5%. So it really just takes a little bit of a Bitcoin rally to put us back in the game, or yeah.
Well, that's why we're down. So, I mean, if you really look at that, what'd you say?
We're up Bitcoin? 19.5. Yeah.
No, in Bitcoin.
Right. No, exactly. Yeah.
See, so, I mean, you can't be too upset about that. I mean, if the goal here of alts is to gain more Bitcoin, we have done so. And we're not
we're just bag
trading these to really protect.
The bags are much
USD
lighter than our regular bags.
Yeah, we're not really actively trading them to protect USD
the bag
value.
Holding nonetheless.
Right. But so, the point of the exercise is to see if we can create more Bitcoin out of these.
As George Bush Jr. would say.
So the reason that it's down is because of the value of Bitcoin. And oh man, I don't know what to do with you sometimes. So, wow, we are on a tight little budget here. We are gonna wrap up. I told you we keep it short and sweet for you guys today. So, don't forget to give us a hit on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, rate us, subscribe, tell everybody, give us, give us as a gift for Christmas, just literally wrap your friend's phone up and subscribe
I gave them 5 stars.
And say, hey, surprise! I subscribed you to REKT Podcast, and now you're And I gave them 5 stars, and now you're doomed to listen to these idiots forever. So, and, leave us who your number one Christmas bad guy would be. Tell us what you want, Chamber.
Yeah.
Well, we should take requests for movies that people want you to review. As long as it's on I think
I usually do it while I'm working.
That would be a fun...
so as long as it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime or something, yeah, give me something I can watch at my desk.
Right, they're not sending you out to the theater. Anyway, let us know what you think. We're always trying to improve. We will hopefully have the Ledger Status interview out for you shortly. But that's about it for us. Chamber, for the hashtag today, I wrote it down in the very beginning of the show. Did you have any ideas?
From me being laying myself on the line for the Die Hard.
Where did that come from?
And you catching me. I like that.
Maybe like Hans Nuber, like Hans Newby. I also had written down burnt just esophagus. From the very beginning of the show, hashtag burnt esophagus. I don't either, but I thought that was a good one. What do you want to go with?
Burnt. What? Lie hard. That's the one. Hashtag
How about lie hard? Hashtag lie hard. All right, if you've made it this far, hashtag us with lie hard. Anyway, that's it for us for Crypto Chamber. I am Bunchu Bets, and until next time, don't get wrecked, and that is financial advice.